academy. Sure.
Okay, so,
We have a bit of
so
experience
you
with
have
being
the
part of
academy, the IML, they do crypto.
Yeah, we
trading,
were part of IML, but we didn't really focus on Bitcoin trading. We were only learning Forex at that time. You know, I have a lot of people that have investments with cryptocurrency, but this is our first time doing it ourselves.
But we have, we can get paid in Bitcoin from opulence too.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's irrelevant here with what we're dealing with. But we're just gonna keep transferring every time we have money from the CFX, we're just gonna transfer the profits over to this one as
Okay,
well.
so I'm actually a financial advisor and have been for almost 40 years now. So I'm very detailed, and I do portfolio construction, and I do asset allocation, I do risk mitigation, I basically do succession planning from our clients too, right? So the stuff that I do is not normal for most people to know and understand. So it's like I'm sort of like a lawyer, accountant, financial planner, cryptocurrency maniac. So I don't have anything in stocks. I got rid of all the real estate I have, and it doesn't make any sense to put it anything anywhere else. I always like to have.
It's a bigger return on investment by putting it into like a cryptocurrency because it moves quicker, right?
And also you'll notice when I talk, I'm very specific about the words that I use. I don't use words that the normal people use. So when you watch this recording, you'll never hear me say stuff it's very specific about what I talk about. And it's like, I'm going to show you how to build your portfolio, and you're going to have, your assets will grow, period. So that's different than saying investing or I'm going to, like people, you're not investing. Okay. So you are basically a self-directed asset manager. You see the difference? Because if you don't understand it, then you shouldn't even be doing it. Because nobody's going to think more about you than you and your money and your assets. You change. I always change it. I correct myself when I say stuff. I don't say investment. I say asset. I don't say rate of return. I say, building your net worth. There's a big difference, right? So it's just completely different language versus trying to pin yourself to the way I call the legacy companies like mutual fund companies or banks and financial planners, and those guys are basically retail. And I got out of that like 15, almost 20 years ago. So so what we look at is right now the fastest growing asset class in the world, and it's called Web 3.0. Again, completely different language, right? What am I talking about? It's like you got to go back to understand what's gone on in the past and then see where we are today. So I show you big picture stuff, and then I drill down really deep, right? And then, so if I share my screen with my tablet, because I got my tablet out here to scratch out some stuff here, and Melanie's really good at throwing me in the den, and then I just gotta improvise, right? So
I've known Neil for about 5 years now. I've worked with him on quite a few projects, and I can honestly tell you that he's one of the people that has changed the way that I perceive money and perceive wealth. I was an early adopter of Bitcoin, so I got involved with Bitcoin a little bit before I had met Neil, because I wanted to invest in Bitcoin in 2008. And my dad said, if you can't see it in your hand, it doesn't exist. And so I thought, okay, I'll take my dad's advice. But if I would have followed my own heart, because I liked the idea of Bitcoin, I would have had $60 million right now. $60 million right now if I would have just put $1,000 in back in 2008, or even 10,000. 10,000 would be 600 million, because it was, when I was going to buy in, it was 1 cent. So it was almost like buying a share in a company, like buying a stock in a big company. back then. And I had no idea what it would be like today, but I had a premonition about it. And I've had intuition about a lot of things and I've been right. And I sometimes don't follow my own intuition, and then I listen to other people, and that's where things get rocky, because we got to listen to what feels good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know all this already.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I just wish that I would have followed my own heart back then, because I would be in a
Oh,
very good
yeah,
financial
we all
position.
wish we would have did what we would have last year.
Okay,
Yes.
so Melanie knows I'm really blunt sometimes when
Mm.
when she gives shares her story.
Mhm.
I just go Control Alt Delete. All that stuff doesn't really relate to now. So we just erase our past notions, shoulda, coulda, woulda, or whatever, and it's all that stuff. But bottom line is, I've lost millions and millions and millions of dollars, and that's not relevant. What's relevant is what works now and what's going on, like what's present to what's possible for you, right?
Yes.
So I look at the big picture, and if you look at where people are, what they do is they put their assets in these types of silos. Okay, so, and again, I didn't expect to go through this, but I'm going to show it to you because, you know, we were going to start with 1,000, and then your daughter's looked at the webinar and she's gone through that, all basically some of the information that we shared with her. Then now, because of her enthusiasm, she wants to pull you in. So I got to speak to you in a little bit more getting started from, gotta back up the bus here, start from the beginning again, because she's seen a lot of this stuff, but she's not seeing what I'm going to show you, because I show this to people in their 60s and 70s, and this is the big picture. So what I'm a tax advisor, so I show people the tax classification of assets and income. So this is taxed now, and this is taxed later, and this is tax lower, and this is tax never. So for 37 and a half years, this is what I've been doing, is moving money, showing people how to move their assets from here to here to here, and it's a gradual process. So this is taxes on your income and your job and your pension or whatever it is, and this is eventually goes over here to the registered accounts, RSPs. You know what RSP stands for?
Yeah, registered.
Savings plan.
No, it's a really rotten savings plan. And then there's other things are called TFSAs. You heard of those?
Yep.
Yeah,
And you got one of them?
yeah.
That's a very, very good thing, because it's our Canadian onshore tax-free account. So that's a good thing. So if you know how to put something in there that's going to grow, but most people don't. 99%, 99.9% don't even know what to put in that. And it's been around for a while, and you have an unfunded opportunity there, could be up to $50,000 that it's not funded, right? 99% of people don't have 100% maximize their TSFA. Do you have 50,000 in your TSFA right now?
No,
No.
nowhere near.
Okay, so we can show you how to maximize that. And then lower is if you buy properties, a rental property like a duplex or something like that. When you make a capital gain, say you make $1 million in a property over, say, 10 years, 50% of that is free. So it's taxed at a lower rate. Over here, everything comes out of your RSP is taxed at 100%. Is that right?
Yeah,
So you get an incentive putting it in. So have you ever bought an RSP?
I had RSP through my company. They matched them.
Okay, so now you have a lira. Are you taking income from it, or is it all out?
No, that was years ago, years and years ago, and it's long gone.
Okay, so the reason why I talk about all this stuff is it relates to where your bones are buried, because when I show the bigger picture over 10,000 foot in the air, I generally get comments like, okay, I have a house, No, I don't have RSPs anymore. I got rid of those. So now I know where to start with you. Now I don't know all what you're trying to do other than doing 5K, but it's a starting point. And this is a simple illustration that you could show to anybody. You could say, hey, most people get taxed a lot on their income, and then they buy these sheltered accounts to build up money to buy a house or something. But maybe people that have, there's $2 trillion sitting in RSPs in Canada. And I'm kind of like a bank robber. Actually, when I show people this, they get a little bit curious and they want to move these RSPs out, because I can show you how to move money out of RSPs tax-free.
Oh,
Okay, is that relevant for you? Not
No,
you, but
not
it
now.
could be,
No.
because you might know people that have RSPs. You see, I was talking to this guy, he said that you can help people get money out of the RSPs tax-free. Well, how do you do that? Oh, would you like to know? Yeah, so set up a meeting. And you can earn money from that, and you don't need a license. How'd you like to get paid 60% on everything they put into this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what we pay. Pretty amazing. You're not
Yeah.
gonna believe it,
Yep.
but I'm gonna show you. So Melanie has a client that puts in 10 grand in here. She makes 6,000. And she makes a lot more than that over the next 3 years. She'll probably make up to 18,000 on that. Well, how is that possible? Well, you'll see. Because we're not normal, okay? So our clients, if they're not making 500 to 1,000% a year on their money, it's like we're just doing we're not doing it right. So, and Cash FX is a really slow bus ride. It's kind of
Yeah.
slow.
yes, it is.
They're burning the furniture.
Well, and we only put in $1,000 US in that one. So
Well, it's better than anything else out there, but in terms of like what you knew about.
yeah.
So basically now we're looking at, in the world of money, in the global scheme of things, there's $500 trillion out there. And this is in stocks, there's mostly actually land. And then there's, the S&P 500, right? You know what that?
Yeah.
And then you have, mutual funds or whatever. And then you have private companies. And then you have, there's a lot of things out there that are basically represent the world assets. So right now, since 2008, there's a little crack in the bottom of the bucket here. And this crack is called Bitcoin. And Bitcoin was invented, and by 2017, it went to 300 billion. In 2020, it went to 1 trillion. In 2021, it went to 2 trillion. And by 2030, it's going to be 10 trillion. So it's going to be 5x in the next 9 years. So whatever, you could close your eyes and throw a dart at any of the stuff that we could recommend you to go into, and it's going to be 5 times the value in less than 8 years. And that's an understatement. There's some things you can even be better at. But there's a company, and it started in 2009. They did Bitcoin mining. And this Bitcoin mining company, they had the AC miners, AC19 miners. And there's a company called Bitmain, and they manufacture a lot of the mining equipment. And this guy that we work with, he created, like, he's a nuclear physicist, and he got involved with the manufacturing companies, and he actually almost had to get them to work, build these equipments for, like, under payment plan, right? So he kept them in business, and 95% of the people went out of the business in 2013, but then by 2014, he became one of the richest men in the world. And in 2014, he took his profits from Bitcoin mining and he went to Australia. He moved to Australia, and he got in business with a guy that was a venture capitalist that did arbitrage trading, and he would set up the cryptocurrency exchanges, and he brought blockchain into the universities. He created courses and stuff like that, and then he got into the government circles, and he got the government to classify Bitcoin as an asset, and then they set up publicly listed companies, and they did really well. In 2014, after he had billions of dollars, he invested in 80 projects, and then 2015 invested in, with Fortune 500 companies like IBM and Microsoft, invested in, who was it, 200? There's another 200 companies. And then these are now multi-billion-dollar companies. And actually, of these 300 companies that they angel invested into, they're the biggest companies in the industry. They're like the monopolistic, like they're like the Google and the Facebook and the Tesla of the industry. They are bigger than, like, these guys intrinsically, like their ecosystem of companies is going to be worth more than all those names that I just mentioned combined. They'll be trillionaires. Like, these guys they built a huge platform. So when you think about it, if you ever went to Kelowna before, you ever gone to Kelowna?
Yeah, we've been there.
When's the last time you were there?
A couple of years ago for me.
Yeah, about a couple of years ago.
I went there in, have you been to Beijing?
No,
No,
never been anywhere in Asia.
You've been to Malaysia or Singapore? No?
no.
Okay. So, Kelowna, I went there when I was 6 years old, then I went back when I was 30, and then I was there 20 years, and I come back. When I left 10 years ago, I come back just a couple of years ago, and I was shocked. The city doubled in population. Well, from 2000 no, it was 1993 till now. Like, I think there's only like 25,000 people in Kelowna. Now it's like about 200,000. So like that happens in a year in Asia, right? So it's crazy, right? So these guys are basically, we're like in the dark ages. If you didn't know, you don't know it unless you went there. You would see they don't use cash there. They have everything's on an app on the phone, and they have trains that go 300 miles an hour, and you could set a cup of coffee on the table, and it doesn't even shake. It floats on electricity. So it's pretty remarkable what they're doing there. But there's 3 trends right now, and the trends are cloud computing, and there's artificial intelligence, and then there's it's called machine learning. It's kind of sort of like artificial intelligence, but then there's it's like basically, okay, let me give an example so you don't get too confused. So we went, in the last 20 years, we went from brick and mortar to click and order.
Yep.
Point, Blockbuster Video. What's replaced Blockbuster Video is video streaming. And then that's AI, that's video, that's cloud computing and AI. That's video streaming, that's Web 2.0. Then there's, so what is Web 1.0 was just emails and searching for stuff. And then Web 2.0 is e-commerce, like Amazon and Apple. Now think about this. What is the biggest real estate portal in the world? It's called Airbnb.
Oh yeah.
They don't own any real estate, but they're the largest accommodation app. It's an application. What is Airbnb? What is Uber? It's it's an application you download and then you look for a taxi, right? But they don't own
Just
any
like
taxi.
what Beauty Squad's going to be too one day.
So what is 3.0 web is 3-dimensional websites called the metaverse. And whatever you've seen in the last 20 years in technology is going to happen in the next 22 years. You won't recognize the world economy in 2 years from now.
Yeah, I
Everything,
seen somebody was buying a mansion on the metaverse.
so everything's on an app, which is called an application. And Bitcoin in 2008 is now $1 trillion asset. It took 12 years for Bitcoin to be worth $1 trillion. Metaverse will be worth $1 trillion in the next 2 years. It is the fastest growing economy in the world right now, and you haven't even seen it
That's
yet.
the NFTs that I was designing
Yeah.
and stuff. Then
It's everything. Everything
Yeah.
is being digitized and a 3-dimensional website. So that's when Zuckerberg announced that he was going to change his company called from Facebook to Meta, all the big companies panicked and freaked out, and they pivoted, and they're all spending billions of dollars to get ahead, to be the category leader like Google is for search engines, like Facebook is for publishing online. And so we are called the hyperverse. Okay, so the hyperverse is a trade name, but it's part of it's going to be part of an ecosystem that is already been established for 12 years. They built a huge asset base here, and so what they did is they're in mining, Bitcoin mining. Okay, and they have about $50 billion in assets here. They've partnered with the royal family in Dubai, and their head office is in Dubai. And then they have exchanges. They have 100 million people using their exchanges.
Whoa.
yeah, it's not like CFX where we can't get our money out and stuff.
So these exchanges, I'll give you one example, is Binance. Okay. So this exchange, Binance, if you bought this coin in 2017 when it started, if you bought $1,000 of this coin, it's called the BNB coin, and this is a utility coin. Oh crap! CoinGecko. Coin, so coin. So I'll do coin market cap. Coin market cap. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so this is BNB. BNB. Binance was a company that the founder of our group, the hyper tech group, what he did is he angel invested this company, and it was started, I think it was like 9 cents or something like that. Like down here it's like 11 cents, right? That's started off at 11 cents. And how much do you think this coin is priced at right now?
No idea.
Well, I'm going to show you. $350.
Whoa.
And the market cap of this is 58 billion. So if you put 1,000 in this coin, you would have 350 million today. 4 years ago. You're not going to recognize.
Mom's like, oh no.
Not again.
So like Bitcoin is boring compared to that, right?
Yeah.
So that's a utility coin that 100 million people use that exchange. It's the toll booth. If you go from Vancouver to Kelowna, there was a toll booth halfway, just outside of. You had to pay $10, $20 to get across. That's what we have. We have a toll booth for 100 million people using cryptocurrency. So what they did is they set up these exchanges, and they own the space. Basically, there's everybody buying cryptocurrency in the world is using one of our exchanges. So when you do a Google search, which is a search engine, it's not a research engine. you're going to hear all kinds of bullshit about the people behind us. But then you have to ask yourself a question. Are they millionaires or are they billionaires? Find out what they are selling and marketing. And what they're doing is they're pirating and maggoting off our traffic. So don't listen to anything you see on the internet. 99% of it is a lie, but I'm going to show you the companies that these guys own. And you could check these companies out, like Binance. Find out all the locations Binance is located at. And you can just buy Binance on any exchange, and you're going to have a share of one of the companies that this guy started up. So, you know, that's why we show people like the webinar. When you see a webinar, you go, okay, so you have to watch it twice to really know who these people are.
Yeah, I watched the video Callie sent me.
Oh, good. If you watch that,
Yeah.
you can understand who the people are, right?
Mhm.
They're you know, the original founders of the industry, right?
Yeah, it's not somebody doing it from their backyard or comfort of their home, like it's a big company, right? So
So that's one of the exchanges is Binance, and 100 billion a day. Do you know that NASDAQ doesn't even do that in a month? They do
Yeah,
more business in a day, one exchange, than the NASDAQ does in a month. Okay, so if you know all that crap that's going on and the truckers and
yeah,
the
everybody getting their bank accounts locked, and now the
vaccine and all
emergency
that.
act is staying.
And it's all just noise. And, you know, I don't have time to listen to it all. It's just nonsense. So I'm actually going to get I'm making a flag. It's going to be black with white letters. It's going to say BTC is freedom. And I'm going to go downtown and they're all screaming freedom. And I'm going to have this big flag, BTC is freedom. And then I'll have my phone number. They can call me.
Yeah, because they can't lock us out of that.
So they own the exchanges. They own 40 exchanges, not just one. They have 40 of them. So they created the industry, the mining industry, and now they're doing solar mining, converting sunlight into Bitcoin, which is remarkable. And then they're into the coins themselves, right? They incubate the coins, and they have the top 12 coins. Some of them, they own 60% of the coins. Okay, so in other words, there's like $2 trillion in the space, and they own the top 12, the large percentage of them. Like, I mean, Elon Musk is a punk ass compared to these guys. Elon Musk company is a mirage. There's no way that stock of that company is really worth what it's priced at in the stock market. Because the earnings, you look at earnings, okay, and share price, you know, there's like 1,000 times, you know, 100 times the share price to earnings. Like, it's ridiculous. So then the other thing they own is they have coins that they start up, they incubate the coins. So incubate is they have all these exchanges, and they'll list a coin on their exchange, like MOF, and MOF went up 15 times in the last 12 months. So if you put $1,000 into MOF coin, you'd have $150,000 today in 1 year. So that's what we're involved in here. So that's the bigger picture. So if you watch the video, congratulations. You were saying earlier that you didn't watch the video, so I had to go back and explain a little bit of this stuff, right? So what you're doing is you're setting up a membership, and you're going to get 3 things. You're going to get 1, 2, 3. You're going to get a membership, and you're going to get mentorship from me and all our community, and you're going to get 3x. So if you put in 1,000, you're going to get back 3. So if these guys are worth $100 billion, they can afford to pay you 0.5% a day. They're making billions a week. So like they can afford to give a couple $1 billion away to a bunch of people who want to make a little bit of money on the side. And, you know, if you put in 5,000, you're going to get back 15. If you put in 100K, you're going to get back 300K. And they have $100 million surety promissory note on all their assets. If if they need liquidity, they have access to $100 million pool of cash to pay out every single day their withdrawals. No problem. Easy peasy.
And the withdrawals get loaded onto a card?
29 months in running, but their company goes back 12 years. So they already have billions and billions and billions in 4 different verticals. And everybody's going to say, oh, it's a Ponzi. It's okay, whatever. Yeah. Talk to the hand. I'm going to show you something that'll knock over a freight train here, because they're going to hear this nonsense about these idiots out there that are suspicious about everything. And they got rug pulled and lost money in that deal and lost money in this deal and got into that Ponzi and got scammed on this deal. And nobody believes anything anymore, because the whole industry got a black eye, right? And, you know, so if you go to my website, you're going to see I spent $7,000 with a webmaster to put together this agent. I call it the agent training website. So this is that's what $100 billion looks like. So you can go to my website and click on all these links here, and it goes right to their website, like this one on Bitcoin mining. If you take your calculator and multiply 300,000 times 40,000, that's how much Bitcoin they have. Multiply Ethereum at 2,500 Ethereum, they mined 2 million Ethereum. What is that worth? Okay, that's their company. Okay, that's one of their companies. So you can see, you know, their mining operations. So you can go to, I have to go back to the, okay. This thing's in my way. I get my headers in the way. So bugs me. Okay, so go back to this again, and I can go to this coin W. Okay, so this is one of their exchanges. They own 100% of this exchange. Not like Binance, they own 4% of Binance, which is, it's the biggest guy. So the biggest exchange in the world is Binance. The second biggest is an exchange called Coinbase. Have you ever heard of Coinbase?
Yep.
Coinbase is like a little Mickey Mouse standing beside an elephant. So Coinbase is like a Mickey Mouse, and the elephant is Binance.
So Binance is the exchange that we want
Binance
to.
is a beast. It's like Costco compared to a 7-Eleven. So,
And then ShakePay, what's ShakePay then?
okay, so CoinW is another exchange they own. They own 100%, not 4%, 100% of this exchange. 5 billion transactions per day. This is one of 40 exchanges that they own. 6 million customers in 120 countries. So that's, again, it's just, I'm showing you their companies, not showing you stuff that you hear on the webinar and other assholes that talk about them on YouTube that are broke and they're promoting their junk and getting you to sign up on their Facebook pages and buy their stupid $300 courses that don't make you money. That's how I know. So I get really ticked off when people go and I have pastors doing this. I have people who have been known for 30 years that are doing this. And they're very happy right now because I showed them this, right?
Yeah.
So I've guys, this 86-year-old guy makes $2,000 a day at this. And he just did it.
Is that fair, Neil?
Yeah, he phones people on the phone and says, hey, what are you doing tonight? Okay, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna send you a video and I need you to look at it. And then what is it? Well, you get 0.5% a day and 15% a month. Well, what is that? Well, watch the video and phone me back. Okay, but no, don't phone me back unless you watched it twice. And that's his presentation. Done.
Yeah.
Done and dusted, making $2,000 a day. Just that's it. That's his script. He doesn't explain anything. I go and explain everything in detail before you even freaking watch the video. Because I'm a financial advisor. I teach you how to do this stuff. Collins Star Capital. Okay, this is their largest venture capital corporation, privately owned in the world for cryptocurrency angel investing. Okay, so they have many years ago, they put together an algorithm. They've been doing it way before that. Since 2013, they've been doing arbitrage trading, but they invented this. If you don't know what arbitrage trading is, like this: going to Costco and buying a whole case of Coca-Cola, and then go to the movie theater and sell the Coca-Cola at the movie theater. You know how expensive the movie theater popcorn
Like they were doing with the toilet paper.
Oh my God, they really get you, right? So that's called arbitrage. So these guys make 55% a month on their arbitrage trading,
Wow.
but they only deal with billionaires. Can you imagine a billionaire making 55% a month?
Yeah.
Jeez.
You could not get in that door, right? So they only deal with the Microsofts of the world on that, right? And IBM people. So do you think they can afford to pay 0.5% a day?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these guys are wealthy, rich, right? They're the whales. They move the market. They cause Bitcoin to go up 5 or 10% a day because they mine the Bitcoin and they sell some of the coins that they mine back into the market. And they got smart. They made public listed companies so they don't have to sell their Bitcoin. People just invest in their stock and they can keep their Bitcoin. Hello, there's a whole conversation on to itself that I want to talk about like that. So like, you know, if you think of Clash Effects, that's a freaking kindergarten camp compared to this stuff, right? And so,
But we got the same sell on it as we did we are getting from you now.
What do you mean?
Well, because we got talked into Cash FX.
No, but this is completely different than Cash FX.
Like,
I know.
Like
Forex,
it's not even, this is financial advice and he's actually working with us
Yeah.
and mentoring us. They just signed us up and left us high and dry. We didn't even know what to do. Like I've never even heard from the person since we signed up. So that's not how this is,
Yeah.
you know?
okay, you go to my website and I'm going to show you how to do yield farming, okay? And I'm going to suggest that you know, just take some time and digest some of the stuff that's in here because you're going to go, wow, I'm going to teach you how to set up an exchange account. I'm going to show you how to set up a Hyperpay wallet. I'm going to show you how to have multiple exchange accounts and have a cold storage wallet. Who does that for you? Nobody. I'm going to teach you all this stuff, right? And you're going to learn from the best speakers in the world. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them every
You're
Saturday.
actually going to teach Callie because I'm going to be away.
Okay, so then you can watch this from anywhere in the world. Just watch a couple of videos. I've
Yeah.
got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll save this on her tablet for when she's in Arizona too.
Yeah, so
You can use your digital visa there.
so
your
you can
crypto
learn how to
visa.
set up a decentralized wallet. You can learn how to, you know, there's lots of testimonies in here, and there's yield farming in here. So you can learn about the wallets, right, and how you can get up to 200% a year on your coins, right? Just storing them in a wallet, and then you have full liquidity of them, right? So there's a whole YouTube channel in here, right? So then there's AI, right? So if you want to learn about the AI, we have these AI bots that you can set up, and that's not the right one. Here. Okay, so this is different. This is, you have full custody and control of your money. This are low risk investment, and this is investment. I'm going to say it. This is cryptocurrency investing in Ethereum. Ethereum goes up and down, but it's going up more than it goes down, right? Well, this Ethereum robot on artificial intelligence makes 1,200% a year. This one makes 2,000% a year. This one makes 1,700%. This one makes 3,000% a year. When you see this stuff, you go, what the hell am I doing with Cash FX? It's a joke. Cash FX is a really slow bus ride here. So that's stuff that I do individually with people, right? So, but with the Hyperverse, the Hyperverse recommended exchanges, getting started with Hyperverse, video training, Hyperverse resources, and so on. So this is really good information. I do a Monday night mastermind alliance like in about 20 minutes or 10 minutes. I'm going to start my meeting, and there's people going to come on this call. So I'm going to go through a little bit different presentation with them, but I only had really like half an hour to kind of give you a bit of a bigger picture of what's going on here and help you realize that, you know, buying a membership with Hyperverse is you're getting part of a really big community of 2 million people that is in 120 countries. It's legal, it's licensed, and it's local. So in other words, we're legally operating in 120 countries because we're a membership. We're not an investment. I'm going to keep repeating that.
Yeah.
You can't say rate of return and compound. That's different words. That's different languaging than we're allowed to use. That's what makes the company legal that we're calling ourselves, like, call it like a Costco membership. And if you refer people to Costco, does Costco pay you a reward of money to refer?
No.
people
No,
to
they
it? No.
should though, but now we're
If you go to-
boycotting
if you
them.
go to the- Have you ever seen the movie Avatar? It's an amazing movie. I told everybody about it. You got to go see the movie, right?
Yeah,
But I didn't get paid a commission to recommend the movie.
yeah,
But we pay the company, Hypertech Group, which is, I just showed you their organizational charts right here.
Yep.
They own a bank, okay? Okay, so if you go to the bottom here, it says Hyper Bank. And they have Hyperfin. Okay, this is a financial services company. They're licensed, they're fintech. They do mortgages. What does that mean? They're a Ponzi, they're a scam. Oh, really? This is the largest bank in the world for cryptocurrency. They do mortgages in Singapore. If you have Bitcoin, they'll borrow money to you against your Bitcoin on a mortgage. So you don't have to sell your Bitcoin and pay taxes on it.
wow,
Hello?
yeah.
That's high-end shit, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
So for us to sign up the membership, I just load the money into ShakePay first. And
Okay, so
go,
on my website, I
Yep,
get people
go
to
through
go
the getting started.
getting started and they watch the videos, how to register, how
Yep.
to find how to buy the
I
US
registered already, we just did
how
it from the account.
to buy your thing. So when you go to your site, I'm gonna go to my site. I gotta put in my Google Authenticator because I did a big security on it, so. Okay. So what I suggest that you do is you go and you share your screen. And we could just buy the membership. We could do it with you right now.
Am I able to do it off of my mom's card, or do we have to load the money into ShakePay?
So what you got to do is e-transfer funds to ShakePay, right?
Okay,
And then, so one,
so you have to get your phone, your,
okay, so look at this. They're giving away Ethereum at $1,900.
cool.
Ethereum's like 2,000. So they did these little projects. They gave away Ethereum at $1,200 last week. They gave away Dogecoin at 10 cents. Gave away 1 million Dogecoins at 10 cents. And the Dogecoins that was 17 cents, or the Dogecoins 7 cents here. And they let us buy Bitcoin at 25,000 and 19,000. Who does that? Like these mined these Bitcoins back 5-10 years ago, right?
Yeah,
So we get to buy these kind of stuff inside and then they give us the Hyperverse tokens. They were started at 90 cents and they're at $4 now, like in less than a month. So 400% on our money in the last, it's pretty amazing. So in the dashboard, you'll see you have your managed account, the little wallet looking thing here. You click on your, if you signed up yet, if you got one of these, okay.
Yep.
So you go to your little managed wallet and you click on deposit, and that's your receiving address.
okay,
And then so you you e-transfer money to ShakePay.
Yep.
Buy Ethereum, and then you have to set up a Who exchange. Okay? Go to your, I like that sound. So you set up a Who exchange account. It'll take you about 5 or 10 minutes. And the awesome thing about Who exchange is they don't require know your clients. So you can actually, I've filtered like 90,000 through Who exchange in the last 8 months without having any identification on here. It was kind of bizarre because most of the exchanges require you to put in your picture ID and all that stuff, which is this is the only one that, this is in Dubai. These guys are out of Dubai. This exchange head office in Dubai, and they do about 700 million a day. That's all.
jeez,
They're a small exchange, and he owns 100% of this exchange.
oh, wow,
So if he's charging, like, say, even $1 on every transaction, Like, hello, do you think this guy makes money? That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So otherwise,
So our goal is to get 30 million users using this exchange and some of the other stuff in our ecosystem. So first,